Deep within the vibrant green heart of Southeast Asia's ancient rainforests, a world of breathtaking biodiversity thrives. From the Philippines to Malaysia, Vietnam to Cambodia, these vertical worlds are home to countless species. But high in the canopy, hidden in plain sight, lives a phantom of the forest, a creature so elusive and perfectly adapted to its arboreal home that it can spend its entire life without ever being noticed. Active only under the cloak of darkness, its mottled fur, a masterpiece of natural camouflage, blends it seamlessly into the bark of the trees it calls home. It is most famously known as the flying lemur, a name that is both captivating and almost entirely wrong. This poetic but inaccurate label has clung to the animal for generations, obscuring a far more fascinating reality. Let's start with lemur. True lemurs are primates found only on the island of Madagascar, thousands of miles away. They are a distinct group of animals, and while the resemblance is there, it hints at a much deeper, more surprising evolutionary connection we are only just beginning to understand. And what about flying? This creature is no bird, nor is it a bat. It cannot achieve powered flight, flapping its limbs to generate lift. Instead, it has perfected a far more energy-efficient mode of travel, gliding. It is an aerial artist, a master of controlled descent. Using gravity as its engine, it launches from a high perch and sails through the air with astonishing grace, covering distances of over 100 meters in a single silent journey. This isn't flight, it's a breathtaking, sustained fall. The secret to this ability is a remarkable innovation called the patagium. This is not just a small flap of skin, it is the most extensive gliding membrane of any mammal, a furry, elastic cloak stretching from its neck, fanning out to the tips of its webbed fingers, connecting to its hind legs, and enclosing its tail. When it leaps, this membrane unfurls into a living wingsuit, allowing it to steer and navigate the forest canopy. There are just two species on Earth, the Sunda and the Philippine Colugo. So if it isn't a lemur and it doesn't fly, what is it? This is a colugo. It is so unique that it belongs to its very own biological order, Dermoptera, meaning skin wings. For decades, its place on the tree of life was a scientific puzzle, but modern genetics revealed a shock. The colugo's closest living relatives are primates. They are our distant gliding cousins, a sister group to all monkeys, apes, and humans. This shy creature represents an ancient branch of our own family tree that took a radically different evolutionary path. Its story is one of the most remarkable tales of adaptation on Earth. This isn't just about a peculiar animal, it's a window into the processes of evolution that shaped our own existence. How does this living wingsuit pilot navigate its world? What secrets does its nocturnal life hold? And what can it teach us about our own ancestry? Get ready to dive into the secret world of the colugo. So what makes a colugo a master glider? The answer lies in its evolutionary marvel, the patagium. This incredible fur-covered membrane isn't just skin, it's a highly specialized airfoil, perfected over millions of years. It's a biological masterpiece that makes the colugo the undisputed king of the canopy. Unlike a flying squirrel, which has a membrane only between its limbs, the colugo's patagium is the most extensive of any mammal. Belonging to its own order, Dermoptera, literally skin wings, this anatomical distinction grants it superior aerial proficiency and control over its flight. It stretches from its neck to its front paws, down to its hind feet, and even to the very tip of its tail, incorporating the spaces between its fingers and toes. This complete surface provides exceptional stability, turning the animal into a single cohesive wing that maximizes lift. When a colugo launches from a tree, this membrane billows out, creating a massive surface area that acts like a human wingsuit. But this is no simple fabric. It's a living structure, intricately controlled by muscles that allow for constant, subtle adjustments in flight. It can glide over 100 meters, longer than a football field, losing very little altitude. This remarkable efficiency, with a glide ratio of nearly 10-to-1, is vital for foraging over large territories and for making a swift, silent escape from predators like eagles. This isn't just a simple drop, they can steer and adjust their trajectory mid-air. By subtly shifting its body weight, adjusting limb tension, and using its tail as a rudder, the colugo is an active pilot, expertly navigating the complex world of the rainforest canopy. As it approaches its target, the colugo performs a final maneuver, pulling its body upright to use the patagium as an air brake. The force of their landing is absorbed by their powerful clawed feet, which latch onto the bark with an impressive grip, ready to climb for the next launch. This adaptation is what allows them to travel vast distances in search of food and mates without ever touching the dangerous forest floor, where they would be slow, clumsy, and vulnerable to predators. The colugo is a creature of the night. During the day it's rarely seen as it spends its time curled up high on a tree trunk or in a hollow, using its mottled brownish-gray fur as perfect camouflage. Its large, soulful eyes are a key adaptation for its nocturnal lifestyle, giving it excellent low-light vision and depth perception to judge those long glides. When night falls, the foraging begins. Colugos are herbivores, feeding mainly on soft leaves, young shoots, flowers, and fruit. To help process their fibrous diet, they have a unique set of teeth. Their lower incisors are shaped like small combs, which scientists believe are used for grating food and grooming their fur to remove parasites. Colugos are generally solitary, but mothers carry their single offspring with them everywhere. The baby clings to its mother's belly, protected within the folds of the patagium, which acts as a protective hammock-like pouch, providing safety during their daring aerial travels. This is why some people mistake them for marsupials, though they are not. The name flying lemur is a common misnomer. Lemurs are primates found only on the island of Madagascar. Colugos, on the other hand, are so unique that they belong to their very own order of mammals, Dermoptera, meaning skin-winged. And astonishingly, DNA evidence has shown that their closest living relatives are not flying squirrels or bats, but primates, a group that includes monkeys, apes, and us. For a long time, the scientific community recognized only 2 distinct species of colugo. However, the world of these cryptic creatures is more complex than it first appears. The Sunda colugo, or Galeopterus variegatus, boasts the larger range. It's found across the vast rainforests of Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore. Its coat is a masterful mosaic of mottled gray, black, and reddish-brown, providing superb camouflage. But recent genetic studies are challenging this simple classification, suggesting that what we call the Sunda colugo might actually be a complex of several distinct species, each adapted to its unique island home. Meanwhile, the Philippine colugo, Cynocephalus volans, is a true island specialist. It is found exclusively in the southern Philippines, primarily on the islands of Mindanao and Bohol. It tends to be slightly smaller and often has a darker, more uniform coat compared to its Sunda cousin, better suited for the dense, darker forests it inhabits. These subtle variations highlight their vital role in the ecosystem. As primary herbivores, they help shape the forest by consuming leaves, flowers, and fruit. And as a crucial food source for top predators like the critically endangered Philippine eagle, their health is directly linked to the survival of other iconic species. Yet, despite this importance, colugos remain phantoms of the forest. They are one of the most understudied mammalian orders in the world. Their strictly nocturnal habits, their preference for the highest reaches of the canopy, and their cryptic camouflage make them incredibly difficult for scientists to find, let alone study in detail. Researchers must rely on painstaking methods like radiotelemetry and genetic analysis of collected droppings just to piece together the basics of their lives. This elusiveness is precisely why, for any nature enthusiast, catching a glimpse of a colugo gliding silently at dusk is a rare and unforgettable privilege. A true bucket list moment. Officially, the IUCN lists both colugo species as least concern. This broad classification, however, can be dangerously misleading. It assesses the species across their entire vast range and doesn't account for severe localized declines. In many areas, colugo populations are facing immense pressure and their future is far from secure. The single greatest threat is the relentless destruction of their forest home. Colugos are arboreal specialists, utterly dependent on a continuous canopy to live, feed, and travel. Deforestation driven by logging and the expansion of agriculture like palm oil plantations shatters this canopy. It creates impassable gaps that they cannot glide across. This fragmentation isolates populations, cutting them off from food sources and potential mates. Trapped in shrinking islands of forest, they face genetic bottlenecks, increased competition, and ultimately, local extinction. On top of this, they are also sometimes hunted for their meat and fur, adding further pressure to already vulnerable populations. Langkawi Island in Malaysia is one of the best places to try and spot them, as some eco-resorts offer guided nature walks with local experts who know their specific resting spots. A successful sighting is a reminder of their incredible camouflage and the importance of preserving these vital ecosystems. The colugo, often misunderstood and misnamed, is a true marvel of evolution. It's a glider that can't fly, a primate cousin that looks like a lemur, and a silent guardian of the tropical canopy. Its existence reminds us that the world is full of wonders, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. What do you think is the most fascinating gliding animal? Let us know in the comments below. And be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell for more incredible deep dives into the natural world.